Happy New Year's Eve, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you didn't forget about me. I know I kind of up and died there for a couple days. Chris Wiz can attest to this, but I was just completely knocked out sick for these past couple of days past Christmas. So I've just been like not feeling up to making videos whatsoever. But now I'm back and my voice is actually somewhat good this time. But before we get into that though, make sure to like and subscribe because we're trying to reach 5,000 subscribers whenever we do that, and the likes really help me in the algorithm. So I live stream every Saturday at 11 a.m. PST and 2 p.m. EST. Please come check it out. We always have so much fun. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are back talking about Sonic's 2025. Now I know there wasn't a lot this year, but there was some pretty good stuff that I do want to talk about, and hopefully we can reflect on it all going into 2026, and knowing that a lot of this year is actually going to be carrying over into next year as well. Obviously, this year's kicked off with the Racing Around the World campaign, and it was alright. I don't think it was anything nearly as prevalent as the Year of Shadow. Obviously, it was just focusing on Shadow then, and you had all these different projects that they planned around him. But here, it was Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Then that's pretty much it, right? Like, obviously you had the collaborations, you had the CGI little teaser with McLaren, you had Sonic Rumble, if you want to count that as like a racing game. I know there's some elements of that in there. And then you also had the characters coming to the mobile games, all that sort of stuff. It was kind of just very low-key this year, and I think that's perfectly fine. But I feel like it was such a downgrade from the Year of Shadow. This year we also had Sonic XDC, which I haven't read the comic yet. I still need to pick up the full graphic novel so I can just read in one fell swoop. Although, I do have some of the merchandise, the Funko Pops, and the action figures. Honestly, it's been really cool. I'm glad Sonic can do such big collaborations, especially with such a big brand as DC. Like, literally the most popular comic characters of all time. I think that is so great that Sonic can collaborate with that. And hopefully we get something bigger out of it next year, too. I know we still have a bunch of merchandise that was leaked that we still have to get through, and maybe we'll get more comics, maybe we'll get, heck, I would take like an animated movie like they do with like the Scooby-Doo collaborations or the TMNT. Like, I'd love to see something like that for Sonic and DC. I think that'd be great. Obviously, earlier I mentioned Sonic Rumble, and well, I gotta say, not the biggest fan of this one. There's always one project each year that I'm a bit iffy on. I think 2022 was Sonic Origins. 2023, I believe, was also Sonic Origins. No. He was probably Sonic Superstars, I think, takes that title. 2024, it was the Knuckles show. Obviously, 2025, it's Sonic Rumble. I just could not get behind it whatsoever. But luckily, people are really enjoying Sonic Rumble right now. It's getting really big collaborations with Godzilla and other stuff I'm sure is going to be coming to the game fairly soon. But, like, just not for me, you know? And I hate to say that too, because we waited so long for Sonic Rumble. Like, it was announced, what, in like May of 2024? Promised with the winter release date, and then we had to wait till May 8th, and then it was delayed further till July, then November, and then it finally came in November, and then it just kind of stunk, at least for me. IDW Comics were able to push out about 8 issues this year, and that is not 12. I don't want to be annoying about this, and I know they have a bit of a different working environment as opposed to like Marvel or DC or even like Dark Horse or something like that, but is it really just too much to expect the normal comic amount within a year? If so many spin-off projects and side things that they work on, I kind of get it, but then we don't get the side stuff in between that time. It's just kind of annoying to not get consistent timing on some of these, especially because it's not like, okay, 1 month here, 1 month off, 1 month here, 1 month off. They choose random months to just be gone. And I find it really strange, and I don't understand why they do that. Also, I hadn't talked about this at all, but Chasing Shadows got canceled. What the heck, dude? Why do they even announce things when they haven't even put them into full production yet? That just seems so weird to me, and this thing's been in a limbo of just not having any announcements for like, I think almost a year at this point, and then just suddenly, yeah, it's canceled. When were we gonna find out about it? It wasn't an official announcement from IDW. I think one of the writers or something like that had to come out and say this. It makes sense for like comics that are like 3 issues away. They probably have started line work and everything like that, but something that it hasn't even started like full production yet? It's still in pre-production? Yeah, just don't announce it. And obviously we have the big thing that I want to talk about this year, which is Sonic Racing Crossworlds, the best Sonic racing game, by the way. I will still maintain about that fact that it is literally the best Sonic racing game that we've had, and probably the best one that we will ever have, because I don't see how they can improve upon this experience. Obviously, I'd say this game is worth it for the most part. Don't get it at $90 like I and many other people did, and plus all the DLC stuff is going to be available for purchase at some time. Still eventually have access to it if you didn't get the Season Pass version, which I think is perfectly fine. This game is still great without that stuff, although it is just a nice little cherry on top. Obviously, we still have the free characters to look forward to in 2026, as well as the Season Pass stuff like Mega Man, Avatar, TMNT. It's going to be a really fun ride in 2026 in terms of Sonic Racing Crossworlds, because there's going to be a lot of stuff, and even then, the developers have said if we want to have more stuff after the Season Pass is all done, after all the free characters have dropped, we'll probably get more stuff. Obviously, with the theme of Crossworlds, there was a lot of crossovers this year. Not only the stuff at Sonic Racing Crossworlds and the DCX Sonic crossover, but there's stuff like Fortnite, PUBG Mobile, Pac-Man World 2 Repack. There's that one cat game from Japan that I don't know about. McLaren obviously did their big thing with Sonic. He's now an official gaming partner. Rocket League, Transformers. Obviously, I think everything here was really great for the franchise, and hopefully going into 2026, the 35th anniversary, we can see stuff that's even bigger than what we got this year. You know what collaboration I was fully expecting this year, but we didn't get? The Game Awards. That's right, I'm still salty about that. I am getting over it. Very slowly. But yeah, that was Sonic in 2025. Obviously, I know this one was kind of like a bye year, just like not a whole lot of content here, but honestly, it's better than 2023 and 2021, so I couldn't have asked for anything better. I'd give this year a solid 7 or 8 out of 10. Nothing too special here. Obviously, Sonic Racing Crossworlds was the big thing, and obviously that ended up being great. We didn't have to wait too long. It was a September release, but obviously that leaves a little bit much to be desired in the last part of the year as well as the first half. At least it was able to be filled with the comics and the DC stuff, so I'm perfectly fine with that kind of stuff. But next year, they need to ramp it up. I'm talking, if they don't release Frontiers 2 next year, they gotta have like a port, a remaster, remake out then. They gotta have something new, is all I'm saying here. I think maybe a port would suffice, like if it was like Sonic Adventure 1, 2, Heroes, call it like the Dreamcast pack or whatever. I think that would be perfectly fine, because people really need ways to play those on like Nintendo Switch 2, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. But yeah, if they don't pump out anything for the 35th anniversary, dude, that's gonna be so sad. I'm still banking on us getting a Sonic Central fairly soon in the year to kind of like announce everything for the 35th anniversary, but we will have to wait and see on that front. And obviously 2027 is where it's really gonna be at. We got Sonic 4 and maybe the next mainline game. If they didn't announce the next mainline game this year, I think it's gonna be a 2027 release. So I think then that's gonna be the big years. Because I know in 2022, that was like the 30th anniversary celebration when it was back in actually in 2021. So technically, I know fans hate me for saying this, but technically, the 30th anniversary game was Sonic Colors Ultimate. And I am really going to be sad when that ends up being the case this next year, too. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I want to talk about today. I know, I still haven't given you guys the videos that I want, but they've kind of been changed just a bit due to the Game Awards and everything that's happened with my sickness and stuff like that. So, you're just going to have to wait. Obviously, got a new set design. Obviously, it's a big departure, but I still think it looks really nice. I got the chair, obviously, and my room is like so much more opened up now. But honestly, I think it was definitely worth it for me to do this, especially now too, going in before the new year, because I really do not have a lot of time to do it after that. But let me know what you guys think about all this down in the comment section below, and I will see you next year. Bye.